Gino Auriemma, 37th season, 8-time Naismith Coach of the Year, 1,125 career victories. Jeff Walz closing in on 400 career victories in his 15th season now as Louisville head coach. They've won 9 in a row since that opening loss to Arizona. 20th meeting all time between Louisville and UConn. UConn's won 17 of the previous 19.
Interesting to note that for Louisville, Olivia Cochran not starting. She missed the last game because she was in concussion protocol. Jeff Walz said they were going to see how she felt after warmups. It's a different team when she plays and when she doesn't.
So Liz Dixon will jump center. She gets her second start of the season, and we are underway in front, I'll say it again, of a full house here at Mohegan Sun Arena, and you know they'll be loud for the team wearing white.
And Louisville starting out a man-to-man, but expect them to switch up their defenses throughout the course of the game.
Olivia Nelson-Ododa. Ducharme, the freshman, cuts defenders, a little too strong to the basket. And a rebound for Louisville, which will look to push. Hotels.com starting lineup for Louisville. Chelsea Hall, the transfer from Vanderbilt, has stepped right in and done a great job. But Emily Engsler has been one of the great impact players in the country. She stepped in and played well. Ducharme, nifty little move to get to the basket for the game's first points.
And it looked like Louisville trying to take advantage of the switch when Ducharme was on Hall. UConn now back in his zone defense, but that was a great block shot by Ducharme.
How do you think UConn will do things defensively here today? Because they are shorthanded and don't have that deep bench. So we'll take a look at that UConn starting 5. You'll get to know them a little bit here today because they'll play a ton of minutes.
And here you see Louisville picking up in their full court defensive pressure. Again, they will change things up throughout the course of the game. And in terms of Connecticut defensively, you wonder if they might go man on misses, zone on makes, just trying to keep Louisville a little bit off kilter.
Juhas can hit, and it's Hall with the rebound. Smith, outstanding from beyond the three-point line. 48% far and away their leader in threes made and attempted. Dixon trying to find Van Lith. Tough shot. She makes tough shots.
It's a great sign for Haley Van Lith because she has had some struggles this season with her shots, and anytime a shooter gets to see the first one go in, they're feeling pretty good about it.
Nelson-Ododa. Big puts it on the deck. Gets the basket and the foul.
I have been really impressed with Olivia Nelson-Ododa, in particular since the South Carolina loss. This is a player who has gotten more aggressive here. She's able to hit that 15-foot jumper, but taking it to the left side, attacking strong.
I think the officials are going to talk things over here. The foul was called on Engsler, and Jeff Walz is protesting right away to Jeff Smith, and Joe Vasili came over to have a conversation. I think the foul should be on Dixon. No, there's Engsler clearly on the reach, if that's where the whistle was. So the officials talked it over. Why that's important is because of how important Engsler's been to Louisville's success on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you know where you stand when the coach is yelling for the foul to be on you instead of somebody else.
Liz Dixon's probably like, what did I do to deserve this? Oh, that's right. We need to keep this player on the floor, Engsler.
Yes, it does. It looks like Connecticut on makes is going in the zone, and on misses is coming back into man-to-man. Is that on Kristen Williams?
Her first.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Connecticut's guard, they have no depth. Zero depth in the backcourt right now, so they cannot afford to get anybody in foul trouble.
Van Lith. Then inside Dixon. Van Lith will try from the outside, as Rebecca mentioned, trying to find her shot from outside the three-point line. Good fight here. Engsler can't get the putback, and Nelson-Ododa has the rebound. Juhas to the basket. And one.
Jeff Wall said one of the priorities for his team was to get back in transition defense. Dorka Juhas doing a terrific job attacking the glass and picking up the second foul on Engsler. As you mentioned, that is huge.
So Engsler goes to the bench, third on the team in scoring, leading the team in rebounding at 9 a game. Outstanding three-point shooter.
And leading the team in toughness.
Yes.
I mean, she has incredible toughness, in particular on the defensive end of the floor.
Well, they bring in a player that has plenty of toughness. Mikasa Robinson is someone who will keep that intensity level up the best she can. Well, that's a big moment here early in this game. UConn out to an early 6-point lead. The biggest deficit this season for Louisville has been 7 points. And Nelson Adota gets called for the travel. So many players watching today in walking boots or in braces. Paige Beckers, Nika Mule, Hazy Fudd on the right. Aubrey Griffin hasn't played. A couple of players have transferred out of the UConn program.
And they're all guards.
Chelsea Hall will launch a three. Now Louisville needs to make some shots so they can bring that pressure up against this guard-limited UConn team. A tough pass and a turnover. Westbrook to Williams. One thing Gino Auriemma said that he has liked about this team, and obviously he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks, and state of the program right now with some key players out, and of course Paige Beckers is the straw that stirs the drink for UConn, but he thinks they've been pretty consistent and very good defensively. You saw that down in Newark against UCLA. And a foul called on Connecticut here.
Haley Van Lith, only 5'7", but wow, she can really rebound from the guard position. Oh, we do have Olivia Cochran today.
So Cochran will come in. As Rebecca mentioned, Cochran took a knee to the head in the win against Kentucky for Louisville. Came back into that game, but was in the concussion protocol. Did not play against Eastern Kentucky last time out. Seemed to be a full participant in practice, which we saw yesterday here in Connecticut. She comes off the bench here today. Smith shoots over Nelson Adota. Nothing has come easy for Louisville here on the offensive end so far. Paul got a hand on it. Williams stuck with it. Juhas on the glass is fouled.
Juhas has found her comfort level, and I think she found it in the second half of that UCLA game. She got the start in that game, and she just had incredible energy. Got second opportunities for Connecticut, and she's just continued it here.
Incredible energy, incredible production. 16 points, 16 rebounds for the Ohio State transfer in her first year with UConn. Yeah, Gino Auriemma agrees with you. He said the UCLA game gave her a tremendous amount of confidence.
Before that game, when she was on the floor for UConn, she looked like a player who was just trying to figure things out. The Ohio State transfer, 3 years at Ohio State, her first year at Connecticut. Well, now she looks like, instead of trying to figure it out, she's figured it out.
8-point lead for Connecticut. Largest deficit of the season so far for the Cardinals. And Litt into Cochran. Personal foul on the other end was on Cochran. There's that UConn defense. Westbrook looks for Nelson Adota to post up. Double team comes. And turnover on UConn. Other than that, pretty good start for the Huskies. Up by 8 in the first. Earlier than that, top of your screen, someone putting down their crutches. That's Paige Beckers with the one-footed, rimmed out, but you know she can't end on a miss, right? When you're a shooter like that. Gets it back, drains the one-footer, hops away in celebration. I mean, that's a gym rat. He's got that leg braced up, had the surgery on Monday, the tibial plateau fracture, out for about 8 weeks, but still has to knock down shots if she's got a basketball. UConn on top by 8. On the pull-up, no. Williams with the rebound, and the Huskies Want to go in transition.
UConn's defense has been terrific. That possession, they were in a man. In the prior possessions, they've been in a zone. But Louisville's resorted to Mikasa Robinson pull-up, Kiana Smith off-balance pull-ups. They've gotten no easy looks. Even Haley Van List's make was a turnaround fadeaway.
Williams, strong take to the basket for two. One of the keys for Jeff Walz was he wanted UConn to be forced into the half court, to run half court offense, but UConn's had success. Williams taking to the basket right there.
Yeah.
Van Lith off to Alana Smith. Louisville's missed their last 7 shots. Make it 8. Good job by Cochran and Robinson fighting on the glass for Jeff Walz to finally break the UConn run. Uhas. Westbrook, Ducharme. Williams kept it alive, tried to tip it to Nelson Adota. Jump ball, possession arrow will give it to Louisville.
Kristen Williams is at her best offensively when she is able to attack the rim and get feet in the paint and chance to finish. Here she just comes off, a handoff works like an on-ball screen, gets a step on Haley Van Lith and has the size to finish over her.
That's doubly important for Williams and UConn too, because she has struggled from outside the three-point line. So try to find some offense attacking the basket. Three-pointer outside from Alana Smith. That's the 5th three she's made this season.
And those are the shots that are going to be there, and it's going to be important for Louisville to be able to find a rhythm from the three-point line against the zone.
Big moment in this first quarter was the second foul whistled on Emily Engsler, who's been such a glue player for this Louisville team, and a foul is called on Robinson trying to body up Uhas. Coming up later, we'll have the second game of the inaugural Pac-12 Coast to Coast Challenge. Had to call a little bit of an audible here because number 11 Texas was going to take on Arizona. Arizona with some COVID-19 issues, so San Diego has stepped in to play Texas in Vegas. Our coverage begins at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on ESPN. Also on the app, you can watch it anywhere.
Jeff Walz has gone small at points this season. Really nice back cut, and Uhas with the offensive board. Walz has gone small, and he's been forced to go small in this game with Engsler's foul trouble, and Uhas is the player who has the guard on her and therefore can post up or get those offensive boards.
Van Lith is shut off by Uhas. Good fight by Kiana Smith, but couldn't hold on to it, and it'll be Connecticut basketball.
So the missed shot, how do you box that out? It's been Mikasa Robinson or Smith, both much smaller than Dorka Uhas. Mikasa Robinson, the one on her now.
Again, Engsler leading the team in rebounding with 9 rebounds a game. Left the game with 7:11 to go here in this first quarter. Leah Edwards into the game for Connecticut as Olivia Nelson-Adota heads to the bench. Uhas again on the inside.
Really good help side defense that time.
Robinson to Van Lith. Van Lith, nifty little pass to Cochran. Ducharme sets for 3. Leah Edwards fighting on the glass. Cochran got the hands in there for a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Connecticut.
Haley Van Lith has been attacking when she can, and here draws a couple defenders. Just a great shovel pass over to Cochran for the finish, but that starts with Haley Van Lith getting dribble penetration.
Dorka Uhas comes out of the game. Gina Oriema grabs her before she heads down the bench, arm in arm. They just had a conversation, but you could just tell her stock is skyrocketing in the eyes of her new head coach.
I think he was telling her when she got the ball in the post, the double team came, and she has to be aware of that and be able to find her open teammate out on the perimeter.
So after a brief rest, Nelson-Adota back into the game. Westbrook has not attempted a shot yet. So a quick pass inside. Dixon there defensively. Nelson Adota will try the 2. Rebound comes to Robinson. Good little burst here by the Cardinals. Chance to add to a 7-2 run. Cochran. And a traveling violation call. Turnover Louisville, that's their second.
That's a set that Jeff Walz likes to run. Get Olivia Cochran the ball at the free throw line area and then have her attack the basket just like she did. She just got her feet moving a little too quickly before she dribbled.
Williams trying to take it at Van Lith. No. Sticks with it. Yes. 6 second chance points for Connecticut. Kristen Williams reaches the 1,500 career point mark. Final seconds of the first quarter. That's Robinson fighting for it. And that will do it for the first quarter. Ready for the second quarter here at Mohegan Sun Arena. Went to overtime in game number 1. Michigan pulled out a 74-68 win over Baylor. Good first quarter for Connecticut against Louisville here in game number 2 in front of a full house at Mohegan Sun. Louisville held to 25% shooting from the floor in the first quarter.
In that last Louisville huddle, Coach Jeff Walz emphasized gang rebounding. The entire time he talked about rebounding, he said, listen, you can't turn and get caught under the rim. You have to push back. He also said defensively, be careful of over-helping because you lose rebounding position. If the help is not needed, don't get overexcited and bring it. He asked his team, how tough are we going to be, and emphasized rebounding.
Yeah, Connecticut with 6 second chance points so far in this game. They've been able to get to the glass, and on that last possession, you saw Cochran catch the ball at the elbow. This time she drove left, but she's really good from there.
UConn a +3 in rebounding margin in that first quarter. And now this is where it gets interesting for Connecticut because Olivia Nelson-Adota has been whistled for her second personal foul, so she heads to the bench.
Nelson-Adota is important not only because of her length and her ability to change things defensively. She's also one of the best passers on the UConn team. Just over 3 assists per game. They like to run some of their offense through her.
So Engsler on the bench with 2 for Louisville. And Nelson-Adota heads to the bench for Connecticut with 2. Juhas back into the game, and Juhas gets called for the foul.
See, I don't understand that one. When a player catches the ball, they should be able to face up. Unless she sticks her hip out, and maybe if we have a chance for a replay, we'll see if she sticks her hip out, then that is a foul.
Hold that thought, because Louisville's ready to go to work with Van Lith. Eureka Kono into the game for Louisville here in the second quarter. UConn extending the defense. Van Lith with the entry. Cochran taken away by Williams. And Westbrook will bring it out. Good recovery by Louisville. Westbrook, why not? Turns around for the 2 for Connecticut.
That last defensive possession, Connecticut looked like Louisville defensively. Stepping out, trapping, scrambling. Getting a turnover as a result.
Kono for 3, yes. Eureka Kono, 6 for 17 now from outside the 3-point line.
Yeah, she's a sharpshooter. Good decision to get her in the game.
Ball's out of bounds. It'll be Connecticut basketball. So this is the earlier call on Juhas. Well, she pivots and turns her body into the spot that Robinson was trying to get to.
Yeah, Robinson's trying to fight over. I understand why that was called a foul.
Now, Louisville's bench has been outstanding so far. They have 12 of the 14 points for the Cards. Production was accelerated when Enxler picks up a couple of early fouls, and Williams takes a very hard hit. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
Big difference in this game so far is the points in the paint. Connecticut, 12 of their 18 have come in the paint. Some of them off offensive rebounds, but they've had good dribble penetration from their perimeter players, in particular Williams.
So overall, pretty good in their half-court offense, which is something that had been an issue for UConn.
Before this game, Connecticut had looked really good in their fourth quarter against UCLA. The previous 7 quarters without Paige Beckers, their offense was herky-jerky and out of rhythm, and that's not something we're used to seeing. And give them credit today against a very good defensive Louisville team. Their offense has been relatively smooth.
Louisville foul was on Dixon, her first personal, as Williams connects with 2 at the free throw line. Peyton Verhulst, freshman out of Kansas, into the game for the first time. Van Lith off balance, that won't drop. Juhas knocked it over to Westbrook. Corner for Williams. Passes up on the open 3, went for the drive but lost the handle. Verhulst will try a 3. Tipped in the hands of Van Lith. Second chance here for Louisville. Dana Smith calling for it. Slow start for her. 0 for 3 from the field.
Great patience. Let the defender go by on the initial turn.
Coming off a career-high 22 points last time out against Eastern Kentucky. Leading the team at scoring, but at just 12 points a game. Very balanced. They're averaging 70 points a game, of course. When you lose the 2-time ACC Player of the Year, there's going to be a drop-off because Dana Evans could fill it up. Westbrook. Smith. Verhulst takes off the other way.
Again, Van Lith, 5'7", offensive board.
Juhas has this one.
Been a fun pace to this game. Both teams looking to push and go up and down.
Gino Auriemma will take a timeout here in the second quarter. His team will have it when we come back. 4-point UConn lead. We're back at the Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase with Connecticut on top early. I hand it over to the Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo, who takes us inside the play.
Louisville so far in this first half shooting only 27%, and Connecticut has been switching up their defense, and they have been really active on the defensive end. On this play, they look like Louisville defensively here, stepping out, trapping. Kristen Williams coming out, taking away and denying that pass. Eventually, this turns into a turnover for Louisville. They are just swarming, active, recovering, making it difficult for Louisville. And here, then Connecticut ends up with the turnover, pushing the other way. That's what Louisville usually does to their opponents.
Cardinals shooting 27% from the field. They've turned it over 3 times. Juhas on the turnaround. Setting the pace for Connecticut. She's got 9 points here in the first half on 3 of 5 shooting.
I mean, she's just a different player. She's a different player since the fourth quarter, or just the second half of that UCLA game.
Kono to Smith. Verhulst travel.
And again, so much of Louisville's toughness comes from Emily Enxler. Her picking up those 2 first half fouls are huge. She brings them energy. She brings them an added weapon on the offensive end too.
Syracuse transfer has been playing great in her first season with Louisville. She was the 6th Player of the Year in the ACC. had a great game against Michigan. That was an impressive performance for Louisville. Had 18 points, 14 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 blocks, 2 assists. Gives you an idea that she has a hand in everything that Louisville does here. Williams with a deep 2.
They need to only have the one line on the court. Now that it's the same for the men and the women.
Williams with the drop kick. And she'll go pick it up. Coming up at halftime, Jeep halftime report. Monica, Carolyn, and Nikki. Carolyn with double duty today. Draft lottery and keeping an eye on these 2 games for us.
And a triple header.
Oh, that's right, triple header. Baylor in an overtime game against Michigan, and North Carolina in ACC play, surviving at Chestnut Hill. They'll have all the details coming up at halftime.
Think they're back there crunching numbers?
Smith with 2, with 1, and another defensive stop for Connecticut.
We talk so much about Connecticut after Paige Becker's injury, very limited time practicing, getting their offense right and all that. Same thing defensively. These players are all now in different positions defensively.
Offensive foul called on Amari DeBerry into the game as she was trying to clear out a little space for Ducharme. DeBerry, the freshman who played 6 minutes against UCLA. Actually, they're going to call the foul on Ducharme. So, correction. That's her first. Thrown into the backcourt. Boy, Louisville is out of sync right now. UConn basketball.
Substitution number 23, Chelsea Hall.
Chelsea Hall will check into the game for Louisville. Won't drop. That's DeBerry trying to fight on the offensive glass. It'll be Cardinal basketball. UConn built a 10-point lead in the first quarter. They led by 7 after 1. Lead is 8. 3 last trips have ended in turnovers. For Louisville, make it 4.
They'll go back, get Van Lith back in the game.
Well, they'll get Robinson into the game right now as Kono will sit down. Ducharme for DeBerry. 4 to go here in the quarter. 8 on the shot clock. Williams weaving through traffic, throws up a tough one.
Dorka Uhas was posting up hard on the smaller defender earlier in that possession and was frustrated when she didn't get the basketball. So now communicating with DeBerry, letting her know, square up, face the basket. You might have a high-low to me.
Williams got a hand on it. More good defense from Connecticut, and here come the Huskies. That's a great response by Louisville. That's what they do so well, is Robinson trying to fire things up here a little bit, as she's the one who tied up Williams. Robinson's never one to shy away from trying to push a button here, too. Williams stared her down a little bit.
This was terrific defense.
Great defense.
Yeah, Mikasa Robinson just comes in and... was Kristen Williams mad because she took the ball out of her hands? Because it didn't look like Robinson was saying anything.
Williams just ready to go. She wants the ball from Jeff Smith. Lee Edwards. And again, that's similar to last trip, right? As Ducharme, as Uhas was working on the block, trying to get that space. Edwards couldn't find her.
Mikasa Robinson is tough as nails, a phenomenal defender. She's also 5'7". Dorka Juhas, what's she listed? 6'5". If Juhas is posting up Mikasa Robinson, you might want to at least try to get her the basketball.
What about Mikasa Robinson, though? You can read that number on her roster. She will guard any position at any time under any circumstance on the floor. Another turnover.
And she's been effective doing it the last 2 times. 9 turnovers now for Louisville. 9.
They haven't scored a point in the last 4 minutes.
And this is where they're a work in progress. Their defense is terrific. But their work in progress is on the offensive end of the floor.
That's something that you talk about, trying to find that high-low, and Edwards threw it in.
But first, you got to fake. You got to fake the other side so you get the help side defense off for a second. Fake first, make Smith go out, and then you look inside. Terrific defense. Terrific defense by Robinson. Terrific defense by the help side, Smith.
Charm guarded by Hall. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half. Westbrook tried to get into Edwards. Louisville takes it away, and here comes Kiana Smith. Alana Smith drops down a 3. Her second three-pointer. If you're Louisville, as Alana Smith gets a turnover, and here come the Cardinals, you have kicked the ball all over the gym. You haven't gotten anything going. If this goes down, it is a different ball game. You have not played very well, and it's a 2-point game, and a timeout is called. So Louisville has turned the tide with back-to-back three-pointers to bring it to a 2-point game. Louisville feeding off their defense, knocking down threes, and a timeout called by Connecticut, who had been so good defensively. But really, the key for Louisville, Rebecca Lobo, is they've hung in there defensively.
Yeah, when you're a really good defensive team, you can absorb what happened to them. They had multiple turnovers in a row, but they were able to hold tough defensively, keep themselves in this game. Here, again, holding tough defensively, forcing Westbrook to turn it over.
Guys, I want to give credit to Alana Smith. She has made some big plays on offense and defense, and head coach Jeff Walz gave her credit as well. He said she's been practicing harder, also has put a lot of time in the weight room, has gotten stronger, which has helped her finishing around the rim and helped her confidence.
There's some of that fight on the rebounding, too, here as second chance opportunity. Smith grabbed it, and a 3-second violation called on Cochran. Turnover for Louisville.
Cochran's like, wait a minute, the ball's at midcourt. Why does anybody care if I'm in the lane?
10 turnovers now for the Cardinals, who bring a little pressure into the backcourt. Inside of 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. UConn wants to get it to Juhas with that size advantage. They can't get it there.
No.
Ducharme is fouled.
And it's not only because of Robinson's fight, but the wings are helping in and helping take up some space in the lane.
That's her first.
There's a small lineup, and they've hung tough, Louisville.
Kiana Smith picks up her first personal foul. Westbrook, no. Aaliyah Edwards on the glass. Didn't look like she had much to work with, but she was pretty creative.
That's what she does best. Just work hard, get to the offensive glass, finish when you get a chance.
Robinson, good little fake, had an opening to shoot, but finds the open three-point shooter who's got the hot hand, Alana Smith. Knocks down her third three.
And how about Mikasa Robinson? Because that would have been a nice look for her, too. But she understands who's hot and gets her the basketball.
Louisville, no doubt, misses Engsler, but they have done well to make this a one-point game without her. And Mikasa Robinson, a big reason why. She's held her ground on the defensive end, but this time gets whistled for the foul.
And credit UConn too, because sometimes if you post and post and post and don't get the basketball, you stop posting. And she hasn't. She's continued to work.
Robinson, after some hard work, will head to the bench as Haley Van Lith comes back in. Foul on Robinson was her second personal. Juhas now 3 for 4 from the line today. Missed a couple, and it was last touched by Louisville, so UConn catches a break, and they'll have possession.
Yeah, great activity by Edwards.
Inside of a minute to go here in the second quarter. Monica, Carolyn, and Nikki standing by with the halftime report. Reviewing game one. Ducharme, good catch and finish for Connecticut.
Don't ignore the pass. UConn is like, I've spent way too many possessions with somebody high not passing it to me low, so I'm not going to miss the cutter.
This is how it's done.
Here it is. She's got it. Looking over smaller defender. Nothing to obscure her view, and delivers perfectly to Ducharme.
Shot clock is off. Alana Smith is on the floor. Bottom of your screen. We'll see if Louisville can find her. She's been the go-to here. 3 for 4 from outside the three-point line. Hall dribbled it off her foot. Westbrook. Van Lith comes flying in to knock it away. Westbrook couldn't get it, and that will do it for the first half. Well, we expected a defensive battle, and we've got it, but good job by Louisville to battle back, outscoring Connecticut 16-12 in that second quarter to make it a 3-point game here at halftime. 6th-ranked Louisville, 7th-ranked Connecticut here in Game 2 of the Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase. Here is Drea Wichinoriema.
Coach Ariema, offensively, big advantage in points in the paint. What's working for you from that side of the basketball in the first half?
Well, we have a little bit of a mismatch, you know. Getting it in there, you know, it should be easy, but it's not as easy as we're making it look. You know, we've got big guys, they got guards, so we got to take advantage of what we've got. And if we would stop shooting ourselves in the foot, you know, I think we'd be in better shape. But I'm pretty happy with the way those first 20 minutes went.
And Emily Ingsler for Louisville will be coming back in the second half. What's important for your team to remember defensively?
Well, she plays all over the floor. You know, she hurts you inside. She's a good shooter. She's active defensively. I just think she's one of their better players who causes a lot of problems at a lot of different positions.
Coach, thank you.
All right, we'll be on the lookout for Ingsler in the second half. Louisville holding things down, as I mentioned, down by just 3 without one of their best players for most of the first half. 28-25 our score at halftime. Time for the halftime report. Monica, Carolyn, and Nikki, plenty for them to get to. Take it away. Welcome back to the Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase presented by Hotels.com here at Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut. University of Connecticut on top of Louisville by 3 as we get ready for the third quarter. Eric Freed, Rebecca Lobo back here with you. Good start for UConn. Good pushback by Louisville to make it close at halftime.
Yeah, you heard Carolyn Peck talk about Kristen Williams and how important she was for UConn offensively. Well, Dorka Juhas complimented her so well in that first half. Very aggressive, going end to end, able to finish inside, got to the free throw line, continued to attack the offensive glass, effective for her there. And then you heard Nikki Fargas in the halftime talking about Louisville and their ability to hit from deep, and that changed things. It took UConn out of the zone. Alana Smith able to hit, then Kiana Smith able to hit. It's going to be important for Louisville to continue to have that outside presence, and now I'm eager to see what they look like with Ingsler on the floor, hopefully for more extended minutes here in the second half.
Ingsler picked up 2 quick fouls. She will be out there to start this third quarter. The Louisville scoring trio from the starters, averaging 12, 10, and 10. not big factors. The bench outstanding for Louisville, outscoring UConn's bench 18-2. You would expect an edge for Louisville, but the fact that they got 18 points, and now Haley Van Lith gets the scoring started in the second half. For more on the Cards, here's Drea.
Yeah, Eric, you know, even with those numbers, you would think that Jeff Walz may have been a little frustrated with his starters, but he came out in good spirits coming out of halftime. He said he was really pleased with the way his team competed. He said they withstood UConn's run. They just have to do a better job team rebounding. He said 10 out of 28 points are second chance points for UConn, and that is not acceptable. And on the offensive end, he said we just have to work to get good shots. A coach can live and die with a team missing good shots, but they have to be good ones.
Deanna Smith there defensively for Louisville to get the block, and here come the Cardinals now down by one, a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Jeff Walz have to be thrilled with the first two possessions. First, he gets Van Lith coming off a curl, able to score the basketball, and then a nice stop on the other end of the floor.
Van Lith on the run. Put back, no. Rebound, Westbrook. Nelson Adota had 2 fouls in the first half. She is out there. We mentioned Engsler out there after the 2 early fouls for Louisville.
And one of the areas they miss Nelson Adota. She is a very good high-low passer.
Takes an off-balance shot. Juhas, no. Engsler pulls away the rebound. Engsler, no, good patient play there. She could have pulled up, tried to get in the stat sheet. Instead, she found Smith, and Louisville has their first lead of the day. And a foul is called on Louisville's Dixon.
Louisville getting stops on one end and pushing pace and trying to find the open player in transition. Great cross-court pass by Engsler.
Dixon picks up her second personal foul. Williams had 8 points in the first half. Juhas with 9 to pace Connecticut. Alana Smith with 9 on 3 3-pointers. Leading the way for Louisville. Westbrook for 3. UConn is 0 for 5 from outside the 3-point line. Smith got half a step on Ducharme and was fouled. So she will go to the free throw line. Gives me a chance to tell you that college football bowl season is here. Old Dominion and Tulsa on the schedule coming up tomorrow. 2:30 Eastern time. Tulsa's led by senior running backs Shamari Brooks. Chance to rush for 1,000 yards for the second time after missing last season with a knee injury. Myrtle Beach Bowl, presented by TaxAct, starts at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central on ESPN and also on the app.
You see Kiana Smith at the free throw line, and at times she can settle for jump shots. And I thought that last possession was a perfect example of what she should do, and that's drive it right at Ducharme and gets herself to the free throw line.
The foul was whistled on Williams. That's her second personal foul. Again, Rebecca's pointed out earlier, there's not depth, especially in the backcourt for Connecticut. Paige Beckers is out. Maisie Fudd is out. Nika Mule is out. So keeping those guards out of foul trouble, critical for UConn. Louisville with this stingy defense really making it tough on Connecticut. Westbrook, no. And here's Chelsea Hall. Kiana Smith, good 3-point shooter, but it's a 2 for Smith. All Louisville out of the locker room. Timeout called by Connecticut. 7-0 run to start the quarter for the Cards.
It's starting on the defensive end for Louisville. They're getting stops. That's fueling their transition. And when they can get out the other way and have players drain threes or long twos, it's good stuff.
We're inside a packed Mohegan Sun Arena, Game 2 of our Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase doubleheader. Michigan beat Baylor in overtime in Game 1. It's been all Louisville in the third quarter here at Game 2, taking their first lead of the game in this quarter. It's a 7-0 run to put the Cards on top by 4. Westbrook, tough drive for two. UConn had missed their first 5 field goal attempts in this quarter before that Westbrook makes.
And when you score, you have the time to come back and set up your defense. And when Connecticut has been set, they've been very good. Louisville went on this run when they were getting stops, pushing in transition.
Smith can't sit back on her. Double figures now for Smith.
She's dangerous. She's dangerous offensively.
Cal transfer in her 2nd season with the Cards. Played really well in the postseason ACC tournament last year. That one will bounce off of the shot clock. Smith with 7 of her 12 points here in this 3rd quarter.
It's interesting to me out of the timeout, though, where Connecticut went with the basketball, and it was clearing out the left side and let Avina Westbrook drive it to the hoop.
Chelsea Hall to Van Lith. Van Lith got it.
How tough that shot is. Olivia Nelson-Ododa is 6'5" and long. And Van Lith is able to put enough of a fade on it to hit the shot.
Look what we've seen from Haley Van Lith in her 2 seasons so far with Louisville. She loves the degree of difficulty. She loves the challenge, and she has stepped up and answered the challenge. Uhas with a deep 2. First points in the 2nd half for Dorky Uhas. Has not scored. Hands it off, and Kiana Smith is red hot right now for Louisville.
Yeah, Connecticut's going to have to change up what they're doing defensively because she's able to come off screens and just get enough space where she can get her shots off.
Now 6 of 10 from the field, 14 points to lead all scorers. Perfect 4 for 4 this quarter. Ducharme. There's the first 3 of the game for Connecticut. Now Westbrook defending Kiana Smith. Engsler, tough left hand, but she traveled before the shot.
She's about to get a tee.
Be Connecticut ball when we come back to Mohegan Sun. Back at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, UConn and Louisville in a tight one. We had a tight one in game 1. Cards did not have a lead in the first half of this matchup with 7th-ranked Connecticut, but they have shot well here in the 3rd quarter. Cards 5 of the last 5, bring a little pressure out of the timeout.
Interested to see Emily Engsler was frustrated when she got the travel call. See if that fuels her, fires her up. She's a player who certainly plays with emotion.
Ducharme fights off Van Lith for 2. Engsler. Van Lith. Good recovery by Westbrook. The block, the save. And here she comes across half court. And finds Ducharme. What a sequence for Avina Westbrook.
That's one of the reasons a lot of WNBA scouts like her. We were talking about the draft lottery earlier. She does it on defensive end and then beautifully threaded the needle.
Van Lith, another tough shot. This one won't go. Cochran fighting inside for the putback.
Jeff Walz told Andre he wanted his team to gang rebound, and you see it there on the offensive end. They haven't given up second chance points to Connecticut.
Cards are a +4 in rebounding margin this quarter.
Yeah.
Make it a +5. Smith on the run, 2 more.
Beautiful. We've seen her hit deep shots. We've seen her drive all the way to the basket and get fouled, and then there, the trifecta, the pull-up.
Cochran's going to get called for the foul.
Ravina Westbrook works on the defensive end. Beautiful fingertip block and then saving it in. And look at this pass. Oh, just beautiful on the back cut by Caroline Ducharme.
So Westbrook will get a break here. Shaking things off a little bit. Trey, what you got?
Lavina Westbrook told me that when she is in the game, she feels like it is her duty to bring a sense of calm to her team. She said, when the ball is in my hands, I want to look under control at all times. And that pass was perfectly under control.
Mikasa Robinson back in the game. Smith can't get that one to go. Juhas has the rebound.
Yeah, Andrea, they've needed that more than ever. Without Paige Beckers in the game, the officials calling a double foul.
Yeah, Nelson Adota and Cochran got tangled up, and they both get called for fouls. That'll be 3 on each player.
Why not just let them get up and keep running?
First against Louisville's number 24, Olivia Cochran, her third. Team's third. And for UConn against number 20, Olivia Nelson Adota.
There's Nelson Adota and Cochran locked. Locked. Down they go.
So a clamp is always called a foul.
Sure.
Because it can result in injury. So Lavina Westbrook, I'm sorry, Nelson Adota clamps Cochran, and then Cochran doesn't let her get out of the clamp, and so they both go down, and the officials have to call the double foul. At first, I didn't see that there was a clamp. You have to call it.
Double clamp?
Double clamp.
The call on, I can't hear anything. The call on the floor is a double personal foul. Double personal foul. We're going to review for anything else.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think it absolutely is a double personal foul. And you'll see it initially. Nelson Adota, you're not allowed to do this. Right there, she clamps her arm. You can't do that because it leads to injury. But then it looks like she's trying to get her arm out of there, and Cochran's not releasing it. And I think that's why they went with the double personal.
And again, you heard Joe Basile say, personal fouls right now, they're going to see if it rises.
It doesn't.
To something more than that. Just for the record, we haven't been 100% accurate with some of our review analysis.
Speak for yourself, man.
I think I'm speaking for you in this case, but so a bit of a conversation here with the crew. They're going to go back again after a little chat.
So looking to see if it's intentional. I think it's common.
So as it stands, it's personal foul number 3 on Cochran, personal foul number 3 on Nelson Adota. It will stay that way. It's just a question of, does it rise to something more than that? All right, so this is taking a little time. I have a chance to tell you that Texas is taking on San Diego at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Second game of the inaugural Pac-12 Coast to Coast Challenge. San Diego stepping in for Arizona for this game. 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on ESPN and the app, so you can watch it anywhere.
The call on the floor is confirmed. A double personal foul on white 20 and black 44. Ball in play here at where Jeff is.
So what do you got for me? Tell me
what do you want?
You were right.
You want a pat on the back?
No, I think that's absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's absolutely the right call. Thank goodness for these replays. Yeah, Engsler's grabbing Edwards' jersey. You can't do that. Or if you're going to do it, you can't make it so obvious that the officials see. You got to do it under the basket, not when they're trying to provide a low.
And because our first game went long into overtime, obviously we're going to go past 5:30 here for UConn and Louisville. So we'll start the Texas-San Diego game on ESPNU. Tip time scheduled for 5:37.
Thank you.
That's what I do. I crunch numbers.
You do.
I just need to keep trains running on time the best I can here. Nelson Adota to Juhas. Good pass there. As Rebecca's talked about, Nelson Adota, outstanding passer, shows it there.
Dorka doesn't get that pass in the first half when Nelson Adota was out with foul trouble.
Van Lith fading away. That tough shot won't go down. Edwards tracks it down. Engstler heads to the bench for Louisville. She picked up her third personal foul, so she has been out of rhythm here thanks to those 2 early fouls called in the first quarter. Edwards with the post and the score.
Edwards really working hard on that possession. Ducks in, holds position, and Juhas delivers it.
UConn dominating in the paint against Louisville. Peyton Verhulst in the game. Robinson works with the screen. Ducharme the rebound.
This is the end where it starts for Louisville. You got to get a stop so you can push in transition. That's where you were so good.
Ducharme fights through the defense from Van Lith. Keeps fighting. Finds Nelson Adota for 2. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for freshman Caroline Ducharme. Van Lith well off the mark. Juhas with the rebound, and that will do it for the third quarter. Well, the first half of that third quarter was all Louisville, but UConn pushes back, answers back, and leads by 3. Tale of 2 halves of a quarter, if that makes sense. The first half of the third quarter was all Louisville. Gino Auriemma's team was struggling. They were 0 for 5 from the field to start the third quarter, but they finished 8 for 12 from the field in the third quarter, and they have been perfect in this building. 31st game they played here at Mohegan Sun Arena. UConn has never lost. It's a tight one as we head to the fourth.
Yeah, Louisville had done such a good job at the beginning of that quarter, getting stops, getting turnovers, pushing it the other way, scoring in their secondary. And then UConn has been able to take advantage of their size, high-low activity.
Ducharme called for the offensive foul.
Coach Auriemma was upset with Olivia Nelson Adota there because when you lead your guard into that, you put her in a really tough position because the help side is there. He wanted Nelson Adota to continue left, go into dribble handoff action with Kristen Williams.
Who else but Mikasa Robinson taking the contact. Engstler back into the game for Louisville. Smith too strong, and a foul is called on Louisville. Dixon gets called for the personal. That's her third.
Louisville foul charge against number 22, Liz Dixon. Her third, team's first.
Alana Smith, who hit the 3 3-pointers in the first half, guarding Westbrook. Gamble by Robinson. Ducharme buries the 3. For the third time in her young UConn career, she has gone for 14 points. Leah Edwards out on Engstler. Engstler, 4-3. Timeout called by Louisville, and we'll take it as well. Engstler's first points of the game. We'll be back in 30 seconds in the 3-point game. Caroline Ducharme making the most of her opportunity, getting extended minutes for Connecticut.
Caroline Ducharme, the first 5 games of the season, had 4 total points, limited minutes. Well, in particular, since the Notre Dame game, she has found her groove, and she has been terrific here this afternoon. She is driven to the basket. She's hitting threes. Just a huge impact from the freshman.
14 points against nationally ranked Notre Dame, 14 points in the win against UCLA in Newark last time out for UConn, and 14 points tonight on 6 of 13 shooting.
Guys, Evina Westbrook told me today, she said, listen, everyone on the team gets in the gym, and we always have. We've all put in extra work. It's not like Paige went down, and then we started getting in the gym. She said, we are talented. We've got 7 dogs on this team. It's okay if people doubt us if they want to, but we've got it, and Ducharme is showing it.
Edwards from outside, no. Williams gets it. Well, you got 7 dogs on the team, but when Paige Beckers, the lead Husky, is taken away, roles change, and that's what we're seeing, the evolution of the roles changing for UConn. The minutes, obviously, you mentioned with Ducharme, and just trying to get used to everybody in these new roles.
Yeah, but they've had a week of practice that they didn't have. You know, they had a couple of games pretty quickly after the game where Paige Beckers went down.
Engsler dropped it down to Dixon, who was fouled by Edwards.
And I need to revisit the last defensive possession for Louisville because Mikasa Robinson was phenomenal. She broke up a cut to the basket, then she switched and broke up an elevator screen, then hopped out on something else. She completely, as one player, disrupted that possession for Connecticut last time down the floor.
That's why she was selected for the ACC All-Defensive Team last year. I mean, you just get the idea, just looking at the free throw line right there. There's Ducharme and Nelson Adota bookending her, and Mikasa Robinson, it doesn't matter where you put me. I'm going to fight. I'm going to find my way.
I mean, I'm not the only one, but I absolutely love her. Love watching her play.
Edwards heads to the bench with 2 personal fouls. Original starting 5 on the floor now for Connecticut. Inside of 8 to go in the 4th. 1-point game. Westbrook tried to return it to Nelson Adota. Kiana Smith read it well. 6 to shoot.
Credit Arena Westbrook, because the player who was open was Uhas, and she immediately looked and pointed at her and said, yeah, I know. I should have passed it over to you.
Williams with the shot clock winding down. Williams with the right hand. No, Ducharme had the rebound, but only for a moment. Guess who's come away with it? Robinson. Uhas tried to deny, could not. Dixon's got the hoop.
Yeah, really nice job offensively by Dixon, and the passer getting it inside.
7 straight points for Louisville. They're up by 1. Engsler comes out with the block. Engsler will go to the free throw line. Great college basketball doubleheader coming up Tuesday on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. We will start with the game of the night on the women's schedule. Number 3 Stanford, off of their win in Knoxville over Tennessee, takes on number 1 South Carolina at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Then 7th ranked Kansas men will be in Boulder to take on the Buffaloes, who've won 3 in a row. Great night of hoops. Rebecca Lobo will be there courtside in Columbia to take it all in as well.
Yeah, that might be a 1 versus 2 matchup, huh? After NC State's loss earlier this week to Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs pulling out the victory.
Beginning of the season, we crunched numbers and knew that was going to happen.
Tell you. Join the number cruncher club. Here's the numbers that matter right now. Louisville's on a 9-0 run. And they've gone on top by 3. Starts on the defensive end for the Cardinals. They have been dialed in here, and nothing has come easy. Step back jumper is long. Nelson Adota fighting for the rebound. And a foul is called on the Cards.
And nothing's come easy, and they've done a much better job finishing plays, getting to the defensive boards. That time Connecticut got to the offensive glass, but for the most part, Louisville has been finishing plays with the rebound.
Foul was on Smith, her 2nd personal foul. Williams has not scored in the 2nd half. Westbrook, Ducharme, quick release. No, Nelson Adota, good save. 2nd chance here for Connecticut. Ducharme posting up inside on Engsler, a new career high for the freshman.
Great pass by Nelson Adota and heads up by Ducharme to go to the right side of the rim. If she had stayed on the left side, Enxler would have blocked it.
Inside of 6 minutes to go. Enxler steps back. Westbrook, UConn trying to get it done in transition as things have slowed down in the half court. Juhas launches a three. Ducharme, who else? Second half points, 18 in the game for the freshman. Smith. Westbrook with the rebound, and she'll slow things down for the Huskies inside of 5 minutes to go in the fourth.
Looking for the same action, seeing if they can get Ducharme slicing into the block. There it is.
Juhas back outside. Nelson Adota long two. No. Williams, the offensive rebound. Ducharme inside. One fake, two fake, won't drop. And a foul is called on Louisville.
Wow, Caroline Ducharme has been outstanding here in the second half. Beautiful high-low. Oh, I got to go to the right side of the rim to protect my shot, and then getting on the offensive glass. When Louisville has made their runs, they have not allowed those second opportunities.
Scouting report on Caroline Ducharme is a versatile, do-everything type player. She has done that here today and more. Oh, mistake here as UConn turns it over on the baseline out of bounds play. And Louisville's got an opportunity here to go back in front. Van Lith will set things up for the Cards. Deanna Smith, Van Lith from outside, drops down for three.
50%. Louisville is 7 of 14 from the three-point line today. Certainly a bright spot.
UConn has knocked down just 2 three-pointers in 12 attempts. Both threes made by Ducharme. 5 to shoot. Williams had it stripped. Last touch by Louisville. Cochran with the good strip.
You can get some dribble penetration off the guards, touches in the paint. It just morphs the defense. And here that gives Van Lith enough time on the pass out to get a nice, clean look at the basket.
It's been a struggle from outside the three-point line. 15% on the season, was 38% on threes last year as a freshman. Came up with a clutch three there. Now, beneficial kick there for Connecticut because the shot clock was at 4, but because of the kick, they will set it at 20 now for UConn. Juhas gets tangled up with Cochran. And a jump ball possession arrow will keep it with UConn.
Yeah, that was not a good pass by Evina Westbrook because Juhas was going into the teeth of the defense. There were 3 defenders surrounding her.
Lee Edwards into the game for Nelson Adota. UConn has used just 1 sub here in the second half, and it's Edwards. Shot clock now at 5. Williams rejected by Alana Smith. An outstanding defensive team. Louisville delivers on D with 3 minutes now to go in the fourth. Van Lith needed to see 1 drop in. She's fired up. She knocks down a second one. Double figures now for Haley Van Lith. Slow going on the offensive end right now for UConn. Ducharme again. Continues to add to her career high at the 20-point mark for the first time in her UConn career. Engsler, tough shot. She makes tough shots. Back to a 5-point advantage. Ducharme quickly back the other way. And free throws coming here for the freshman.
Haley Van Lith came into this game shooting 5 of 33 from the three-point line and certainly has found her stroke. And Caroline Ducharme growing up as well before our eyes. Nice take and strength to finish.
So Ducharme will go to the free throw line. Van Lith picked up her first personal foul. Uhas will check to the bench now with Olivia Nelson-Adota back into the game. We go back to the studio. Monica.
Thanks, Eric. We are in for a thriller right here on ESPN. But if you're looking for Texas versus San Diego, that is in progress over on ESPNU and will be bumped over after the conclusion of this thrilling ballgame.
Thanks, Monica. Connecticut with their 16th offensive rebound of the afternoon. And a second chance here for UConn. Taken away by Engsler. Westbrook back defensively. Engsler sticks with it, will go to the free throw line. She had Van Lith trailing, but Engsler was determined to get up with it, but she will earn a trip to the free throw line.
She's made some huge energy plays. We saw a big block earlier in this half, and then here defensively and finishing down. She had a tough finish a couple possessions ago.
Emily Engsler, the senior from New York City, committed 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Guys, Louisville assistant coach Jay Pineda told me that Emily Engsler had a moment of growth in the Kentucky game. She was having trouble scoring the ball, missed a few transition layups, but in one of their team huddles, she looked at Coach Walls and said, "Coach, I can't buy a basket, but I'm going to rebound." And that was huge because she's a perfectionist. She's hard on herself, but she didn't get emotional. She handled it, and we've seen her handle herself today as well.
9.6 rebounds, Drea. A couple of assists as well. After being held in check in the first half, Ducharme, not this time. Edwards flies in and touched it last. It'll be Louisville basketball. 1:11 to go in a 6-point game.
And again, when Louisville has been able to keep Connecticut off of the boards, it's been tough for Connecticut to score.
Last play is under further review.
Out of bounds. The call on the floor is Louisville ball.
So we will go to the monitor just to confirm the call again. The call on the floor is that it belongs to Louisville. Was it Edwards who knocked it out? That's Edwards bringing a lot of forward momentum in on that play. That looks to me like one that will be tough to overturn. I've been wrong on these reviews before. I will be wrong again, so.
You know, there was an important review in our first game as well, and I think it's important to note the officials are not necessarily watching the same plays we are at the same time. They're not getting their replays from our TV truck.
So the teams can huddle up here with 1:11 to go while they take a look at that last play.
I don't think there's anything clear to overturn it.
I agree. Last 6 meetings in this series, dating back to 2014, both teams were in the top 5 in the AP poll. That's what this rivalry's been like. They have been pretty consistent in playing. They were going to play last year. They tried several times to play last year, but COVID pauses kept
On the floor
pushing it
stands
back.
Louisville ball.
So it's been confirmed it'll be Cardinals basketball with 1:11 to go.
The call stands on the floor. Louisville ball.
After losing their opener to Arizona in overtime, the Cards have run off 9 straight wins, trying to pick up a win here in Connecticut against UConn.
UConn picking up in their full court press.
And a foul in the backcourt. Cochran, 78% free throw shooter.
Louisville has shot well today from the free throw line, 9 of 10.
That's Christy Williams, her third.
Both teams over the limit, so free throws the rest of the way. Go back to the first half. Connecticut jumped out to an early 10-point lead in the first quarter. Jeff Walls' team was having trouble taking care of the basketball. Engsler was on the bench with 2 early fouls. But as you pointed out, Rebecca, defense can keep you in a lot of ball games, and Louisville dug in on defense, got some stops, turned things around late in that second quarter. They were down only by 3 at halftime. They got a good spark from Robinson, who you just saw there on both ends of the floor. Come up empty at the free throw line here, though, so the door's still open for Connecticut. Still over a minute to go here in the fourth.
We have 1 minute to play.
Westbrook. Nelson Adota. Again, not much happening for Connecticut here in the half court. Westbrook, a forced 3 is no good. Edwards fighting inside, and it was last touched by the Cardinals.
Connecticut took a little bit too much time off of the clock on that possession. You got to find a way to get a shot up.
Uhas inside for 2.
You got to pick up.
Alana Smith across half court, and Uhas will give the foul. That'll be her 3rd personal. And Alana Smith, who has not gone to the free throw line very often this season, will step to the strike. 2 for 2 on the season. Smith was one of the key players in the first half. Hit those 3 3-pointers in the first half to keep Louisville certainly in this game. And now look where they are. They're up by 4 in the final minute.
Yeah, she had the stretch in the first half. Early in the second, it was Kiana Smith and then Van Lith late.
First point of the second half for Smith. Well, Gino Auriemma is the first to admit how much of a struggle it's going to be for this UConn team as they try to find their way without their best player, Paige Beckers, out until at least February. We don't know. There's not a specific date of return after just having surgery this week. It's hoped that she'll be back in 6 to 8 weeks. Smith comes through at the free throw line for Louisville. And the Cardinals are on top by 6 here with 42 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Haley Van Lith came into this game averaging just under 11 points a game, shooting 15% from the 3-point line. Well, she came in confident, and that confidence comes from the work she puts in every day in the gym. Degree of difficulty, she's had a couple tough ones she's been able to drop, a couple long ones that have fallen for her as well. Louisville is not in the position to win this game without her performance in the second half.
Well, it's similar to the game against Kentucky. Remember, she was 4 for 4 from the floor in that win against Kentucky. Our Hotels.com player of the game is Haley Van Lith with 10 of her 12 points coming after halftime. 3 in double figures for Louisville. Smith leading the way. Kiana Smith with 16 points, 11 in the second half. Van Lith, as we just mentioned, with a strong second half. And Alana Smith with 11.
Connecticut now out of timeouts, down 2 possessions. You got to go quick and you got to look for 3s.
3-point shooting has been an issue for the Huskies. 2 for 13 today, 33% on the season. Ducharme has the 2 3-pointers. She's 2 for 8. And no surprise, Robinson shadowing her right now. Nelson Adota.
Great job switching defensively.
Williams does get an open look at three and makes the three. First points of the second half for Kristen Williams.
Initially, Louisville did a great job switching, denying, but then somehow lost Kristen Williams, and she's able to drain the big one. You do not want to give up a three-point shot. Both players went with Westbrook. You have to communicate. You have to talk.
So timeout called by the Cardinals. It's a three-point game. So UConn gets the three-pointer from Kristen Williams. Eric and Rebecca back here with you courtside. What, were you a little surprised? Were you surprised that I was sitting next to you, or that you had a long day? It's a doubleheader. We've had a great day. The Michigan-Baylor game went to overtime. Great second half performance. You talked about at the very beginning how good Louisville is on defense, and that really is when they've needed stops, when they needed to take Connecticut out of their rhythm, they've been able to do it.
Yeah, because they had their own offensive droughts, but they were able to withstand them because of their defense. And here, Gino Auriemma is out of timeout, so it's Louisville basketball, but he has to be drawing up what he wants in their next time down the floor, because of course as soon as Louisville inbounds, first Connecticut's going to go for the steal, and then if they can't get the steal, they're going to have to foul. But he's out of timeout, so they got to be drawing up what they want to do once they get the ball back.
All right, so they have said it's a two-pointer for Williams instead of a three. I thought I saw Jeff Smith throw down to two fingers. Yeah, that's clearly a two. Again, it's the furthest line now because they've moved the women's line back. Looks like, yeah, that left foot is on the line. So it was a deep two and not a three.
Which changes things completely.
Sure does. Two-possession game. All right, so they've confirmed it. It was a two, so it's a 4-point game. Louisville with the basketball. Chelsea Hall looks for Van Lith in the backcourt.
Gotta get her. Smart to inbound into the backcourt. Smart. I love that because it takes more time off the clock.
Alpha 33, Caroline Ducharme.
Ducharme tracked her down eventually. And Van Lith will head to the free throw line. 81% from the line this season. Third foul on Ducharme.
At the line for the Cardinals, number 10, Emily Van Lith.
So here is Van Lith. Louisville continues good work at the free throw line. Now 12 for 15 today. And improving.
Now from Connecticut, I'm pushing it, dribble baseline, and trying to maybe get a hammer screen the opposite side so you can get a quick three.
Williams. Ducharme does get a look at a three and knocks down a three-pointer. 24 points for Ducharme. And Hall is fouled immediately. Hall, an outstanding free throw shooter, 17 of 19 on the season.
The freshman Caroline Ducharme, 10 of 20 on the day, 24 points. There's no question about having the foot on the line on this one. She steps into that one, makes it look easy.
Here's Hall. It's been a quiet day for her offensively. She does have 3 assists. That's her first point of the afternoon. Transferred from Vanderbilt, who was a 1,000-point scorer for the Commodores, was originally recruited by Jeff Walz to Louisville before she went to Nashville and transferred over to Louisville. And she's come through with 2 clutch free throws here to help the Cardinals get a step closer to pulling off a win in Connecticut. Westbrook all the way to the basket. And Uhas with the foul. Van Lith will go to the free throw line.
I think Westbrook should have pulled up for a 3.
Now, with Van Lith, the way she's shooting, don't know if it would make much of a difference, but if she misses 1, that would make a difference if Westbrook had made a 3. Get the feeling now all it takes is 1 here to put this one away with Connecticut out of timeouts. Louisville fans who have made the trip north to Connecticut making a little bit more noise here. Van Lith, fantastic second half. Had 2 points in the first half. Now with 16 for the game, Westbrook will try a three. That won't drop. And the Louisville Cardinals have come to Connecticut and knocked off the Huskies.
64.